welcome to Wizards Outlook. As always, Cardell Dudley Jr. We got Raymond Lyons, Wilson Tarpe Jr. And look, man, we got a lot to get into. Watching the Wizards, they took on the Sixers. We told you guys before All-Star break what this side of the schedule could potentially look like. So far, things have went as planned. Again, we warned you what things could potentially look like, and we're here now. So, Ray, I'll give you a quick chance. I don't really got too much to say. The intro, to lead you guys into this. Ray, your initial thoughts on this game, then we go to Cardell. Just get straight to it.
First and foremost, hopefully Joel Embiid's okay, and that's nothing serious. He landed kind of awkwardly. Right now they're saying hyperextended knee, but just really gonna wait for official word. But I mean, given how Valanciunas destroyed them the other night, we already knew what type of deal was going to be with Embiid. So that wasn't surprising at all. That first quarter was terrible. I mean, it's not like the rest of the game was any better, but that first quarter especially, they got off to a horrible start, and Philly was just clicking on all cylinders. So, and they scored 14 points in the first period. And like we continuously say, they're not good enough to have these type of lulls and then just, expect to turn it on and climb out the hole. They haven't proven they can do that effectively. So yeah, man, that was a bad start for them. They couldn't defend the pick and roll. They couldn't stop Philly inside. They couldn't stop Philly from penetrating. They're kind of harkening back to their early season performances, which I kind of felt like they had grown out of to this point. But, I guess there's some regression to the mean going on here. The second quarter was a little bright spot. They chipped into the lead a little bit, went into the half down 10, but they came back after the break and just went back to business as usual. These toughness issues are resurfacing that we used to talk about. It got to a point where, they looked like they had some fight in them, for that good stretch of games, but we're right back at square one. It's not going to get any easier for them. Hopefully they can find whatever they found for that stretch of 10 games and reignite themselves. But, it's looking kind of bleak right now with this. Not only is their schedule hard, just based on the teams they're playing, but the actual scheduling of it, like a lot of back-to-backs, not a lot of rest. So, man, things can get real bleak real quick, man. Hopefully they can climb themselves out of it. But, I mean, judging by these first two games coming back off All-Star breaks, not looking too good.
Cardell?
I just think it's the second half of the season. Teams are gearing up for the playoffs, and they just cutting all the cute stuff out. They're not playing games anymore. I mean, the game was lost in the first quarter. I just felt like the Sixers set the tone, for the game immediately. Scoring 32 points and holding the work. The impressive thing was they held the Wizards to 15 points. That shouldn't happen. You got the leading scorer in, the NBA, Bill. Russ is looking better and better. He's starting to look healthier or whatnot. He's looking fresh. Obviously, that week did his body good, in a sense. But Embiid, he just set the tone with 10 points and four rebounds. But it's just not that in the quarter. But it's how he got that 10 points and 4 rebounds. It was just dominant. He just went through dudes. He set the tone where it's like, y'all, it's a wrap. And like Raymond said, prayers up to him. For me, he's the leading candidate for MVP this year. Hopefully he get healthy, come back. Because Philly got a shot, and I hate to see that go away because of Andrew. I really hate that because they got him out. They got a shot for real. It's just you can see it. But in that quarter, the first quarter, the Sixers shot 51% from the field, 50% from three, and they held the Wizards to 26% shooting from the field and 0% shooting from deep. That should never happen with the leading scorer in the NBA. With an all-star caliber guard like perennial all-star Russell Westbrook, that should never happen. And they out-rebounded the Wiz 18-8. So like Raymond said, they were just tougher from the jump. They felt they could pop them and bully them, and they did that. I mean, I hate to say it, I ain't questioning. I'm not questioning homie's injury or nothing like that. But losing Bertans was big. You know what I mean? But it seemed like whenever the top centers come to play the Wizards, injuries come up. You know, you know. I mean, I'm just calling it like it is, dog. And look, he missed a few shots or what? Nah, I got the flu. I got Embiid flu. I'm out. You know what I'm saying? So it's just they need all hands on deck, man, because Russell Bill can't do everything, man.
Mm-hmm.
They can't deal with nobody can deal with Embiid, but I'm like, dang, man, they look. It's not they. It's what you want them to do, man. Like Russ had 25, so 5 more points. He got 30. Bill had 19. You add another 11. That's 30 for him. So what's 11 plus 5 is 16. You still don't win the game. You're still not close. It's still a double digit loss. You feel what I'm saying? It's just it's their defense. It's like what Raymond said. This is the Wizards we saw when the season first started. The soft, not defending, not rotating Wizards, man. And I was afraid the All-Star break would do that, man, because I'm a firm believer once you got a rhythm, keep going. I don't care if you're tired, because it's hard, especially for a team like this that you could tell their mentality is fragile. Once it's gone, it's hard for them to get it back. Now they fighting to get it back, but they got dudes, they got teams coming in where they're in playoff mode. They trying to secure home court. So they're not gonna play with these dudes. They're gonna smack them and keep them moving. Just like we gonna get the game over. And that's what Embiid was about to do. He's going to end the game in the third so they can sit and get some rest. And keep in mind, Ben Simmons didn't even play, man. This is what makes it at home, bro. Hey, man, look, and they scored. And then I'm looking at the box score. The Philly scored 30 every quarter. There was it was no resistance defensively from the Wizards at all. And they got to do something about that center court. And Wilson, for the past few years, I've been like, y'all gotta get a big. Y'all gotta get some young athletic bigs. Y'all got look, I ain't gonna say which draft it is. It's rumors that the guy they drafted is on the trade block now. But I'm seeing the two dudes I like they need to get, Robert Williams and Mitchell Robinson, playing productive minutes for their respective teams. And it just so happened they gotta be in the same conference and the Wizards gonna have to see them for years. See what I'm saying? And see what people are not paying attention to across the NBA that's really affected teams like the Wizards who bought into the analytics stuff. I mean, all teams did, but really bought into it where it's like they was trying to draft to kind of match what the Warriors were doing because they were the dominant team. What you're starting to see is a shift to go back to the traditional way. You start to see bigs start to be more emphasized and stuff like that because they now realize that with all this small ball, if you have a quality big, you're ahead of the game. It's not hard. And quality bigs throughout the history of basketball, especially in the NBA, they've dominated this league because you see what it be. It's hard to deal with that. Then if you have some quality perimeter players around them, that's when you have a championship core. Steph and Clay is special, man. And when KD came, they just made it nuclear. But you can't adopt other people's style if you don't have the pieces around you, man. And you seeing the result of that with the Wizards. I don't even know where to go from. Like, I mean, you have a bunch of projects. You have a bunch of people you hope can become quality NBA players. Once you take away Russ and Bill, you hoping. You know what I'm saying? Everybody else young and they still got a lot to prove. You don't know. You hoping. So the big question as we move forward, if this keeps going on, which I'm anticipating it's going to, look, they got the Bucks tomorrow. Giannis ain't. So they play on Saturday and Sunday?
No, Saturday. My bad. Saturday, a day of rest, and Giannis again.
Okay.
I'm sorry.
So they got Giannis too. Lord gee. All right.
And go Bear next week at some point.
Yeah, Thursday. Then they got the Nets the Sunday after. I'm looking at. Oh boy. See this one. We said it in the last game. We said, look, this week gonna determine if they got any shot at the playoffs, and it's looking more and more like Man, C was up in the lottery. You know what I'm saying? It is what it is. Because you can't. It makes no sense to. If they're gonna keep playing like this, it just makes no sense. And this ain't even about. You know, you can put blame on everybody, Brooks and all that. I don't need a coach to tell me to play hard and compete, man. It be physical and act like I want to win. Like even Garrison Matthews he got in the way of B. He got dunked on bad when the B hyperextended his knee. At least he tried, dog. He tried to block Embiid, and he's a 6'6" guard. The bigs on the Wizards move out the way. You feel what I'm saying? Like how the guard gonna have more heart than you? Man, look, dog.
Look, I'm gonna step in because I'm piggyback for you when you say the word. So I'm gonna go ahead and help you out real quick. It's just sweet. Like you got folks that rather flop to try to draw the call. I hate to break this to you. These are MVP candidates. Don't nobody care that you flopping. The ref don't care that you die. You're literally part of the process. No pun intended. They don't care. Bruh, stand up and fight. They literally don't care. You're not about to. How many people about to draw that call on Embiid? Actually, about to draw that call. It's not going to happen too often. You need to stand there, anchor down, and fight, and not to keep harping on. Like you said, you mentioned Rob Williams, you mentioned Mitchell Robinson. What's it called? Nick Claxton was out there chilling. And I'm not saying Nick Claxton is the king of the world or anything else, but this is what's it called? It's back-to-back nights where we watch teams front courts that were just not back-to-back nights, but greatly more athletic than the Wizards. And it's exploited to a crazy degree. And you know, like you said, with Mitchell, Rob, Clax, I'm only mentioning Clax because that was another person where you had an opportunity to take. It's another young big, right? 3 young bigs you had an opportunity to take. What all 3 young bigs have in common? They both long, young, and bouncy. Yeah, no one's saying you're gonna be able to throw it down on a block and what, but you know what their teams get from all of them? Willing rim protectors, dudes that are willingly sprinting up and down the floor, rim running like their hair is on fire.
It's called getting stops. That's how you win games. Let's start with the BS, man. I'm tired of all this emphasis on offense and stuff like that. You're going to get smacked eventually, even if you got a crazy offense that gets you to the playoffs. Mm-hmm. You're going to get ran out the gym if you can't strap up because players know it's a long season. They're pacing themselves. Like you said, this season, you could be catching a team on the back-to-back. They're not going to play as hard. They're tired and stuff like that. Now in the playoffs, I got you for 7 games. I'm locked into you, though. Mm-hmm. All that cute stuff, we going to cut all that out. You really going to have to elevate your game or you go home. It's as simple as that. You know what I'm saying? We saw the Clippers blow a 3-1 lead in the bubble. You see what I'm saying against the Nuggets and stuff. Grew up quick. They got up in them. We see year after year after year after year, man. Basketball is played on both ends. So what? You recognize years ago the Wizards were in a tough spot. You didn't know if Wall was going to come back. You know, Bill's emerging. He's becoming what he is. You see what I'm saying? Yo, fine. We don't have a lot of offensive firepower. Why can't you do what Memphis did? Why can't you do what a lot of these other teams are doing? Mm-hmm. Since we don't have offensive power, guess what we're going to do? We're going to get some dogs out here that's going to fight, that's going to defend, that's going to rebound, that's going to protect the basket. And we're going to get Bill more possessions to do what he do. Then we'll start trying to get some offensive guys in here, depending on the free agent market, the draft, get some guys in to help him out. So you trade Wall, you got Russ and stuff like that. Russ, a lot of times, and this being real, he looking like he the only dude out there competing. Like Russ he's always, and man, I could be going against the dream team with my son. I still feel like I win. That's his mentality. You know what I'm saying? So why don't the other Wizards carry? See, and that's what gets me wrong. Like a coach shouldn't have to coach that. He should be worried about X's and O's and adjustments. Why I got to get you to be tough? Why I got to pump you up to be tough and compete? Robert Lopez, why are you flop? You supposed to be the dirty work, baby. Why are you flopping on that B, dog? You flopping on that B. Why y'all flopping on that B in the high post? Like a ref is going to buy that, man. It makes no sense. Stand there and fight. Like if he dominate, he's supposed to. You feel what I'm saying? But you'd be surprised what you can do when you fight. You might be able to get in his head. If you get in his head and stuff like that, cool. Get some text on him, get him out the game. Like, it comes down to pride, man. And right now the Wizards ain't playing with it. I don't know what happened in All-Star break to make them lose it. I mean, damn, you really couldn't go nowhere. I mean, Y'all need to, wherever y'all went, y'all need to go back there and get it back before tomorrow, because it's gonna get ugly tomorrow. That boy, come on, man, he on a mission. I just saw what he did to Julius Randle last night. That was oof. Yeah, so yeah, come on, man. It's gonna be bad.
And that's the thing, man. You've had this stretch. You had Jonas barely missed 30-20. And Embiid's injury kept him from giving you 30. Which 30? I was going to say 30 because maybe they would have pulled him out.
Man, he was going to whoop numbers. He was about to put a whoop. Let's talk. It's about to be about 40-20.
I was just saying I think he's going to be in the game as long as Jonas was. But yeah, bro, yeah, you got Giannis twice. You got Giannis twice.
Oh man!
And guess who they got for Bill? They could put Drew on Bill. So now he got to deal with that all game. So you have to step up.
And again, this pattern that we mentioned a couple of nights ago, they're going to just go about their business, take Bill away from you, and the rest of y'all going to have to do something. And they're perfectly comfortable with that because, again, even with Russ at his, like, what is his current best right now, I know he had the 25. There were just as many times where, he went down there, didn't finish, and they're off to the races. Teams can live with that. But what we're not going to do is let the dude who's averaging 35 have 35. That's what we're not going to do. Because, like, again, even like Cardell said, and, I know we was laughing or whatever, even if Russ had 35, that's not the same as Bill having 35. It don't.
Bill's efficient. He's more efficient. It hurts more. Yeah, he needs less shots to get what he can get. So, yeah, you got to deal with him. Memphis pretty much put the blueprint out on him. Look, we're going to put our best defender on him. We're going to swarm this dude wherever he go. They playing a softer Brad Bill rules. You know what I'm saying? They just not putting him on the floor. You know what I mean? And they're going to make him pass, or he's going to have to force some tough shots. And that's not really Bill. He's more cerebral. He's going to take the efficient shot. So, okay, fine. Pass it to Denny. Pass it to Rui. Pass it to Bertans 1 to 5. Who cares? Pass it to Mo. Pass it to Garrison. Then it gets Bleak. Pass it to Bonga. Pass it to Lopez. I hope he catches it. And then don't fumble between his legs and the paint.
Like, again, anytime you hit a hook, the opponent does not care. That's a whole possession that Brad didn't get to shoot. You know how people trade 5 Lopez hooks versus 5 good looks from Brad? Happily take that. It is a welcome exchange.
All day, every day.
You know what I'm saying? So, and I'm interested to see how Brad tries to deal with it because, again, these next couple teams outside of the Kings, they're going to we're going to see this pretty much replicated. And not about to just watch this man go off like they did in the first half. Like Cardell said, folks is trying to get prime position right now. This seating matters. People trying to make sure they get locked in to where they need to be locked in. And, we're going to see you guys tomorrow night for the Bucks. They got the Bucks tomorrow night. They got the Bucks on Monday. If y'all have anything else, just let me know.
Right.
Like,
man, yeah.
Right.
Like, yeah. Jonas almost had 30-20. I don't know what the other dude about to do tomorrow night. Like,
yeah, that's gonna be obscene because you already know what his MO is. Like
he don't know how to not play hard. That's his problem. Like they have to be like, Giannis, chill.
You're not about to get. You're not getting no dream shakes. You're not getting no dream shakes, no fadeaways.
Look what this man did in New York. Julius Randle, All-Star, 3 for 12, 7 points, and 8 boards. He had 6 assists, 5 turnovers. Giannis in 29 minutes, 24 points, 10 assists, 10 rebounds, and 8 of 12 shooting. That's Julius Randle. So now you come in. Who's at the 4? Rui. Damn, Rui. Man, damn, Rui. And he ain't even got no reliable help, dog. He
not at all. He out there by himself. Like,
it is what it is, man. So
possibly have a Middleton problem too. So we'll see how they deal with that. We'll be back. We'll be back to talk with Sean following the conclusion of tomorrow night's game. Like we told y'all pre-All-Star break, we were going to find out this month. We told y'all by the end of this month we would know, and it looks like we're going to be a little bit ahead of schedule. If this continues. Might be able to let you know by next Friday for sure. Might want to start paying a little extra attention to March Madness. Hope you watch the G League, possibly. This thing continues to go south. But you guys have a great night. We'll see you tomorrow night for the first of 2 matchups this weekend for Milwaukee, Washington. I got